Hello everyone, my name is Mai. Today I will have a presentation for my class BUS 101 and my topic today is about corruption in Haiti. About our topic outline today, it will have 4 parts: the introduction, the highlight news, the consequences of corruption in Haiti, and of course, a solution to solve these problems. So first, let's begin with the introduction. So Haiti is known as the poorest country in Western Hemisphere. It's located on the island of Hispaniola in Caribbean Sea in the American continent. Despite being a country with rich in culture and history, however, Haiti is now dealing with many problems, including political instability, natural disaster, and of course, especially its rampant corruption. Corruption is a big problem in Haiti. According to the 2022 Corruption Perception Index on May 14, 2023, the country only ranked at 171 out of 180, with extremely low score, only 17 out of 100. That means Haiti has a high level of corruption. Corruption now is present at all levels of government and public authorities, and it has a huge impact on many aspects of Haiti, such as economic, politics, and social. To understand what is going on in Haiti, of course related to corruption, we will move on to the next part, major problems, the highlight news. So here is the highlight news today. When I do the research for Haiti's corruption highlights, I came across an event that have shaken the whole country. Jovenel Moïse, president of Haiti, was accused of corruption and mismanagement during his time in office. Judges of the High Court of Audits released a report saying that Mr. Moïse would participate in Petro-Caribbean scandal, and they suspected that $2 billion was misused. Instead of for road building, they used the money for provide low-cost loans for small businesses. Although Moise denied anything against him, many protests was happened since 2018 against him and Petro-Caribbean. It has been marked by violence and government's crackdown on dissidents. However, there is no mandate to prosecute any former minister and senior office was involved in Petro-Caribbean scandal. In addition to the protests, Haiti is now dealing with the consequences of the assassination of President Moise in July 2021. This further shook the whole country that was already fragile in political and social situation in Haiti. And this is only a prime and particular example of corruption and its impacts on Haiti. However, the bad effects can be more, and I will analyze it in the next part. As I said before, corruption can have a huge impact on many aspects of Haiti, and the first one is economic. The diversion of funds to corrupt official or their partner can contribute to a lack of investment, poor infrastructure, and a lack of basic services. For example, for the Petro-Caribbean scandal, up to $2 billion was misused for anything else instead of building road. And the second one is the political. Corruption has contributed to the political instability in Haiti, which has been marked by frequent coups, protests, and contested elections. For example, in 2010, in presidential election, the allegation of fraud leads to widespread of protests and violence. Moreover, The lack of accountability and transparency of government has eroded public trust in uh, institution and contributed to a sense of lawlessness and impunity. The next one is social. Corruption can have a huge impact on social cohesion in Haiti, contributing to a breakdown in public services, a lack of access to justice, and human rights abuse. The lack of accountability and transparency in government operations in this case has contributed to a sense of injustice and inequality. And the last one is the trust of people in institutions. Corruption has eroded public trust in institutions in Haiti, including the government, police, and judiciary. The backlog of cases and widespread distrust of a justice system has made it difficult to have a good governance and has contributed to a sense of helplessness and despair among the people. After knowing well about the consequences of corruption in Haiti, we'll move on to the next part, the solution for this problem. In my opinion, it was a combination between government and each individual actions. And there was 5 methods for government to reduce the corruption in Haiti. The first one is the Haitian government should enforce existing anti-corruption laws and consider to strengthening them to address corruption in better way. And this may include increasing penalties for corrupt practice, improving whistleblower protections, and expanding the scope of anti-corruption laws. So the next solution is establish and empower independent anti-corruption institution. For example, an anti-corruption commission or an ombudsman to investigate and prosecute any corruption case. And this institution will need help and resource from authority to help them carry out any work in independently and effectively way. The third solution is improve transparency in government transaction and operation. This may including by publishing information from government contract, budget, or expenditure. This may help reduce opportunities for corruption and increase the public trust in government. For the next solution, establishing oversight mechanism to ensure the accountability for corruption. And this may include establishing independent auditing and monitor bodies to review government operation or financial transaction, and just to be sure that officers who engage in corrupt practice will held accountable and faced with consequences like penalties. So the last but not least, increase the political will to address the corruption. Here's the question: why addressing corruption in Haiti will require a strong political will? So the answer is because corruption has been deeply entrenched in this country's political system for many years or even decades. Many of the country's political leaders was accused of embezzlement, bribery, or other corrupt practice, and this was undermined the country's development and eroded the public trust in government. So therefore, if Haiti wants to reduce the corruption, their leaders at all levels of government must be committed to fighting against corruption, and they have to be willing to take the action to do. There are 5 solutions that I believe that each individual can do it very well. First one is refuse to participate in corrupt practice, speak out against corruption, show support to any any anti-corruption efforts. The third is report corruption to authorities, and maybe you can do it through the anonymous hotlines. Support civil society organization or watchdog group that will promote the transparency and accountability. And the last but not least, you can do the voting for the leader that you believe that they will fight against the corruption. That's all. In conclusion, corruption in Haiti is a big problem that can have a huge impact on economic, politics, society, and trust of people in government. Corruption is present at all levels of government and authorities. And to address the corruption, a comprehensive and sustained efforts are needed. And through collective effort, I believe that people and government in Haiti can reduce and stopping the corruption. Then they will promote a good governance, accountability, and economic development. But maybe it takes more time, as I mentioned before. So this is the end of my presentation today. I hope you guys have knowledge about the corruption in Haiti, as well as its consequences and solution to solve these problems. Thank you guys so much for joining and listening to me. See you next time.